Today's news is brought to you by Roy's Carpet Services. And when it needs to be laid, ladies, just call Roy's Carpet Services and he'll take care of business for you. That's right, Roy's Carpet Services. Well, hello folks, and welcome to In the News with Roy B. White. Well, today we got quite a bit to go over. Today we're going to go over how we don't want somebody to be moving to California that's got a bunch of youngins. Don't move out there if you got kids. They're letting them sex offenders go just left and right out there. Also, we want to go over how if the railroad system might shut down, and what all they're wanting, and how the Biden administration is trying to give them what they want there. So the railroads won't shut down, and consequences. I'll tell you a little bit about that there too. And Title 42, where all them illegal them Mexicans coming across the border and everything. Now the Title 42, they don't have to. They can just come on right on through now. They don't even have to stop or nothing. They don't have to get no COVID test or nothing. They just come right on through. Well, it's like they've been doing anyway. Well, we're going to go over that a little bit. And I want to go over, them student loans that President Biden's supposed to be giving them folks. And not giving them to other folks. We want to go over that too. And is he really still all there, you think? I don't think so. Oh. And in today's news, we got a new segment. And the new segment is called Roy Calls Bullshit. That's where I'm going to catch somebody slinging some bullshit, and I'm going to tell on them. So hang in there, folks. It'll be a good one today, I think. So let's get started. First of all, let's talk about California. That damn Newsom fella right there ain't worth nothing. He can Nancy Pelosi, So anyway, what they're doing is they're letting just thousands of these sex offenders go. Let me show you the story. This is where I seen it. Hold on just a second, I'll be right back.
An investigation found that thousands of convicted sex offenders were released from prison early in California. Many spent less than a year in prison. Here are the details.
Sex offenders in California are getting less than a year in prison time. According to the Daily Mail, over 7,000 sex offenders were released the same year they were convicted of crimes described as lewd or lascivious acts with a child under 14 years of age.
Now see, that's just a lot of sex offenders. They just turning loose out there. Just turning loose because they on good behavior for not committing a violent crime or being violent. Well, what do you call that? Molesting little kids? I'd say that's violent. Well, I'm sorry, bastards. That's pretty sick of them. And then you got that damn Joe Biden talking about little kids. There's a whistleblower that came up and just told all on them on what they were doing, sending them to people. They sending them right straight to the traffickers, the pimps and all that. Check this out.
Project Veritas released a video of a U.S. government whistleblower on Tuesday. The whistleblower, Tara Lee Rodas, said the Department of Health and Human Services is putting unaccompanied immigrant children in the hands of criminals.
As she puts it, doing the work of the cartels on your tax dollars.
Rodas works for a federal agency that combats fraud in federal programs. She volunteered to help HHS in processing the minors into the child sponsorship program. She said the sponsors are typically not U.S. citizens.
These vulnerable children, we care for them, we clothe them, we feed them. With your dollars and my dollars, we fly that product directly to the trafficker.
Now, the Biden administration bound to know about that. I mean, they're sending them out there. They're the ones that's sending them right to the known traffickers and such. Why would they do something like that? And she goes on here a little bit more. Listen here.
To verify her claims, Project Veritas conducted a 9-month investigation across the country. Rodas said the agency sent children to known traffickers' addresses.
We have 44 unaccompanied children at that address.
44 kids sent to one house? Well, there's something wrong there. They got to be. They're going to be getting a whole bunch of food stamps, don't you know? There's something up with that. It's still a little more.
We have 25 unaccompanied children at that address.
25 more? Where are you going to sleep on that many young'uns? And these are unaccompanied. Means there's not any adults, moms or dads with them. Unsupervised. Minors. We're talking about from little bitty kids all the way up to 18, I reckon. But here's more.
Project Veritas reported 109 unaccompanied children were released to 4 addresses within a quarter-mile radius.
Well, I reckon we know where the pedophiles' neighborhood we're going to be hanging out in. You know they all going to be there. They got a whole selection of little kids there. That's sick.
In the video, young children say they live with multiple older, unrelated men.
I don't believe that this is something that HHS wants people to know.
Rhoda said HHS knows multiple children are going to one location. But when she raised the issue, she says she was told, quote, "We only get sued if we keep kids in care too long. We don't get sued by traffickers." She says the Biden administration has relaxed the tight vetting for safe homes to quickly move the children along. Arlene Richards, NTD News, New York.
So they're relaxing, the Biden administration is relaxing on the rules to get these little Mexicans, these little kids, into these houses with a bunch of old men, old pervert men. And that's what they're doing. They're pimping these little kids out and such. And don't care. As long as they don't get in trouble for it. That's what they said. That's a damn shame. Well, let's move on to something else. Hold on just a second. Let me see what we got. Well, you know, we're coming close to having a railroad strike. And if that happens, it is going to be bad, bad news. Because we will shut down. Everything will shut down. You see, we'll be in big trouble if we have another cut in our supply chain. It's already bad enough. And diesel so high it's rough on them truckers to bringing in all the goods that we need. Thank you, Joe Biden. But if that railroad was to stop, the prices of fuel would go up, probably. We'd have food shortages. It'd be hard on everybody. All the goods that travel from rail now would be not traveling. And what these guys wanted, they wanted some sick time leave, and, well, they needed a raise that they deserved from a long time ago. Now, right before the midterm election, Joe Biden got up there and made a statement. Let me tell you what he said. I'll show you. Hold on.
Agreement is a big win for America and for both, in my view. This is a win for tens of thousands of rail workers and for their dignity and the dignity of their work. It's a recognition of that.
You see, Joe Biden wanted everybody to think he had this under control and that he'd been in communications with them. No, he wasn't. He didn't have the damn thing under control. And if you notice, that was on September 15th, right before the midterm elections. You know what he was doing? He was trying to make it sound like he did all this, he did all that, so he could get some more votes. And no, he didn't. He had to pass that off to his administration there, and Congress had to go in there and settle it so they wouldn't strike, and gave him a few days off or whatever they was asking for. Hell, they had to. Wasn't Joe Biden, though. He's just lied again. And that's how he does it, though, as we all know.
How dare you?
Well, I'm sure glad they got that worked out. That would have costed us about $2 billion a day if they would have went on strike and stayed there. Damn, Joe. What else you gonna do? Well, let's move on to something else. Where the hell is camel-toe Kamala? She going down there in the dang Philippines, and she's too busy to go to the border, though. That's not important, apparently. But she want to go and say hello to these fishermen. Wait. Check this out.
Hello. 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 Thank you. Hello, ma'am. Hello. Hello. Thank you.
Well, that just goes to show you where her priorities is. She is about useless. Ain't good for much, isn't nothing. No. Ain't good for, we don't need her in there for nothing anyway. Well, let's see. What are we going to move on to? Let me find something else here for us. Now, this fella here, he's Alejandro Mayorkas. He's head of the Homeland Security. Keep on saying that the border is under control. When you allow almost 5 million illegal aliens across the border, it's not under control. Not a bit. Well, here's what's going on with him. You know, I mentioned something about that Title 42 going away. That's going to cause a big surge in more and more of them illegal aliens. They want to call them immigrants. These illegal aliens is what they are. Well, about to piss off everybody now. He's about to get there. Here's what Kevin McCarthy had to say about it.
His actions have produced the greatest wave of illegal immigration in recorded history. If Secretary Mayorkas does not resign, House Republicans will investigate every order, every action, and every failure will determine whether we can begin impeachment inquiry.
Well, you know what? Since he's been in there, he ain't done one thing right. They ought to impeach him. Just get rid of him. He's about useless too. Well, let's talk about student loans. You know, forgiving debt on them student loans, that don't hardly seem fair. Because what about all the people that worked hard and paid their loans off and did the right thing, and then now he's going to forgive them $20,000 to pay off their student loans too? Well, these are the upper income earning people. He's giving the money to the rich people and leaving us poor folks out. Go pay for my damn boat, Joe. I'd be all good with it then. But no. Well, you know that Indian Pocahontas girl, listen to Elizabeth Warren. Here's what that Indian Pocahontas girl has got to say about it.
My reaction is that this is a great day. That today is the day the president's going to announce that about 20 million Americans will never have to make another student loan payment. And another 23 million Americans will have significant relief on their student loans.
You know what? She don't look like no damn Indian to me. But I tell you what, that's going to cost us billions of dollars. And inflation's going to go up more because of it. Why should I have to pay for their damn college education? They ain't my kids. I ain't your daddy. Pay for it your damn self. Let your mamas and daddies pay for it, not me. Or not us. We shouldn't have to. I don't think so, anyway. It ain't our fault if you want to go and study some kind of gender sex study bullshit and you're still staying at home with your mama eating Hot Pockets in the basement. That ain't our fault. Get off your ass and go get a good job. Be a plumber or something. That's what you need to do. And then you know what happens? It was another one of them pandering for votes things. Right before the election, Joe Biden was promising all this money to all these young people. And then what happens? The day after the election, the Supreme Court struck it down. He just played y'all for a bunch of damn fools, that's y'all. He wanted y'all's votes, all it was. It's unconstitutional for him to give y'all that money to pay your loans off and stuff. He ain't supposed to do that. But he played you. So anyway, let's see what else we're going to get into here. Well, did you know that the Democrats are trying to give Ukraine $1 trillion to rebuild the country where Putin tore it down? That ain't our country. $1 trillion. To give it to them, we have to borrow it. Don't do that. It ain't our fault. Well, probably Joe Biden's fault, hanging it on them, but We shouldn't have to pay $1 trillion for it. Why, do you know how long it'd take to count to 1 trillion? Nobody's ever done it. 37,000 years and more. 37,000 years if you count it to 1 trillion. That's a lot of damn money. That's enough to buy all the homeless people a new house and some land, and help feed the hungry people, and get the old folks to help get their medicines and everything. $1 trillion is a lot of money. We shouldn't have to rebuild Ukraine. That ain't our country. Joe Biden needs to stick his damn nose out of it. That's what he needs to do. Well, let's go to a little bit of a happier side of it. This Christmas season, you might see gas prices go down a little bit. Yep. Well, we don't know if they'll stay there, but see, with this threat of a recession coming in, people just aren't going anywhere. So there's more gas out there. There's a higher supply, but a less demand for it. So the gas prices is going down. And plus, you got that hoo-hoo virus going on over there in China again. They got that lockdown going on, and they're not using any gas either. So that's less of a demand and more of a supply available. So that's why the prices are going to be going down. And that's what's going on with fuels. So now it's time for that new segment I was telling you about. So hold on, let me get started with that. Well, now it's time for our new segment, Roy Calls Bullshit. Well, it's concerning that January 6th committee. That was just a bunch of bullshit in itself. But these characters here, they about take the damn cake. Now you check this crap out and tell me if this ain't some bullshit.
I was carried back inside. What happened afterwards is much less vivid.
One of the invaders approached me like he was going to try to get past me and head down the stairs. I was stunned by what I saw.
Yep, I call bullshit. I ain't never seen a bunch of sissy-ass crybaby cops like that. It's either that or they got some cocaine stuck in their nose. Well, don't you think that was just some bullshit? That was part of that January 6th committee. I wonder who told them to do it. Well, that's the end of our news for today. I want to appreciate you watching In the News with Roy B. White. Join us the next time, and thank you. Have a good day.